Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So let's continue with our posts plugin here, and I'm going to go back to my admin section and let's go to posts, shall we? So right away, this is the error we get because of the place we left things last time in the last video. So here it says post R class not found. This is not supposed to be one of the classes. So let's check that out. This says inside basic posts plugin and line 133 in the plugin.php file. So let's go ahead and check that out. So if we go back to our project here, project folder, let's go to plugins, and that's the basic posts, and let's go ahead and plugin.php, right? So down here, let's see. It says line 133. That's what it says right there. So this is not correct. I think I accidentally put an R there on every post. So let me just find out all the instances of that. So I'm going to remove that R from there. And let me check all the instances of this. It's just one. So when you select, you press Ctrl D if you're using Sublime Text to select all versions of that particular text. So let's get back here and refresh. And we still have the same problem here. It says a class post not found. Okay, so what we need to do now is check inside the models table here. We do have a post.php file. And there is a post here, basic posts. So okay, things looking good here. So why couldn't it find it? Well, I think because it says core here, which it shouldn't, right? So this is supposed to be basic posts. That should be the actual namespace. So let's go back and let's check that out. Let's see if we can get that. Basic posts. I think there should be an S there because usually the namespace is the name of the plugin. But of course, you can put any namespace there. Where is it? I'm getting lost again. Oh, okay. I think there should be an S there. Let's go back and check that. Now you can confirm the namespace by just checking the actual file here, the actual class. So let me refresh, and there we go. So we are seeing something here. That's good. So it says undefined variable pager on line 5. Okay, so in there, pager is not there. So let's make sure it is. Usually we set this in the plugin.php file. So let me go ahead and check that out. So let's see. We should have pager here because that's what we're supposed to be using here actually, is pager. So I don't know why I ended up changing this here. So let me undo that for a second. So this was supposed to be pager. So I think because it's named page as well, that's why we ended up changing it. So let's do pager here, and now it makes sense why it was core like that, because this is the pager class that does pagination. And so even here we should have not this one, but these two over here should be pager as well. Pager limit is equal to limit. No, actually this should be post. Offset, offset. Okay, so this is fine here. That should be post. And let me just make sure we have that basic posts content. Okay, so that's fine because it's there as well. Let me just make sure the namespace is correct. So this one should be basic posts. Okay, so let's change that to basic posts as the namespace, and that is correct. But what about basic posts? Post That is correct. So I think we're in business now. So let me get back here and let's make sure that things are good. And there they are. Alrighty then, so things are looking good. We have posts now. Now we have to be able to add a new post over here. So clearly there are no posts yet, but let's make sure we have what we need. So I'm going to go to PHP My Admin here to look at my database. I want to make sure that I have the correct table to deal with. Now, while that is loading, I'm not sure why it's taking so long, considering it's localhost. But we need to make sure that our migration file has the correct content. Did we change that already? It's been a while since the previous video, so I'm not really sure if we changed this, but I think we may have because it says posts here, so we edited that, so that's cool. So let me just go ahead and check in the database to make sure posts exist, and there it is. Okay, cool. So all of this does exist: display, featured image, keywords, description. I think, yeah, we already dealt with this, so that's fine. We loaded this, that's okay. Close that. So all we need is to add some content. So since that table is empty, if we click add item, so of course it says new website page, sorry. So we have to edit these things to match what we want. So let's go back, of course, and we won't have to change much because a lot of it is the same. So if we go in the views, this is the back end, right? That's the back end. And we go to not the list, but add. So wherever it says website page, we should change all that to new post, like that. Okay. Alrighty then. So add user. This shouldn't even be user in the other one. It should be post, for example. So let's go to plugin.php. Let's make sure our permissions are correct. So they are correct. But that made me realize that in a previous plugin, which is pages, we didn't change that. So let me go to pages plugin for a second here. Inside views, let's go to admin section and add. Here it says add user. That is wrong. It should be add page, like that. And let me make sure it's the same for edit as well. This should be page. And let's go for list, view pages, view pages. Okay, so those are good. But let's get back to our basic posts. Let me close all that. This is basic pages. No. Basic add posts. Okay, so there we go. So new post here. Now you have to decide what fields you want to add here. So a title is good for the post, slide, description, that's all good. Page content, post content, we change that to. The categories, we need to figure that out. And then code to member function query on null. Okay, so we'll figure out why that is, but let's change this part here. Display featured image on page, on the posts, and so on. Okay, so page content there. Let's change that. So in the add, you could just search for page. Let's do post content. Your page content in HTML. You know what, let me just copy every instance of page. Okay, that's the only one, unfortunately. So let's find wherever it says page. Post content, categories, and then let's see here, categories, page query, page. So page is not a thing here, so let's change all instances of page to post, and it seems that's the only one, so I'm gonna do that. That is supposed to solve all the problems. Here there's an S here. I think I was trying to save, but the control key didn't work, so it ended up typing an S. So I can check that from the pages side as well, because here we are dealing with the basic posts. But if I go back to pages here, this is the add. I'm sure I will find an S down there as well, which is right there. So delete that. Okay, so let's close that. Alrighty then, so looks like we are in business, but let's refresh and check it out. Okay, so there we go. We have categories, food, electronics, clothing, and stuff. So these things already work. Let me just confirm that. We have categories and wait a second, pages, menus. Okay, that is cool. All right, so everything seems to be working as intended. So now we can add a new post. Excuse me. So let's try that. So we'll say this is a new post. We can ignore the slug, then it can add for us. Then you can do description and all that for SEO. So a description. We can just say keywords, meta tags, display the image, yes, let's leave it there. And your page content, this is my, wait, does it say your page? Your page content. That shouldn't say that, it should say your post content. Maybe I didn't refresh, or I did refresh. So why does it oh, because I think when you load this, you actually have a placeholder there. So let's change that to post. Okay, cool. This is my new post. Okay. So let's select some categories. I'm not sure if this works at all because I don't actually remember if we fix that or not, but we will if it doesn't, so no problem. And let's hit save. So save. Now it's saving, and of course we see some errors. So let's inspect in the console to see what's going on. So it says JSON parse unexpected character on line 1. This is obviously caused by returning data that is not valid JSON. So we just need to echo out our whatever result we got. So here it says page handle result. We should probably change this to post, but it works, so we'll just leave it as it is. So here what I'll do is I'll put a console.log of the result, just so I can see what the result is. Just remember to remove that when you're done. Actually, it was supposed to show the console.log of the result if this is not an object. But I think because the error happened here, it didn't even get to this point. So that's a flaw in my coding there. Anyway, let's do a refresh. We'll have to do this all over again. So close that. Let's select a few things. This is my post content. And let's do keywords here. Let's do description. And let's leave the slug. This is a new post. All right, so let's hit save. So same issue, it doesn't finish loading the progress bar. So now in the console, we will have some text from the PHP side. So it says undefined variable page somewhere on line 19 in the controller. Okay, so we didn't deal with the controller, and that is why. So let's go and deal with that. So I'm gonna go to basic posts, controllers, add controller. Okay, so let's change everything that needs changing here. So first of all, page is not a thing, so let's change that to post. So I'm just gonna select that. or instances of this. I'm pressing Ctrl D once I select the first one. Then I'm going to say post. Okay, that seems to be the real issue here. Otherwise, it should work just fine. Let's see. Yes, so it seems. Also, we shouldn't make the featured image optional, actually, because we need to have an image here for every single post. But for this one, we're just going to leave it like this so that we see what happens when we don't have an image, and we can code for that as well. So let me close that and let's retry this. Let me hit save again. Please wait while we upload. Okay, so that's another flaw in my coding here. So what I'm supposed to do is, let's go to the add page here. So you see, it only resets the page.uploading is true, but we never set it to false. So we have to set it to false immediately when we get to the fourth state here. So I'm gonna do this and put it on false, like that. So that's important. So you should do that on the page side as well, because since we copied this from the pages side, I doubt it has it. So this is the basic pages. If I go to the add section here, then of course I can put something here. It shouldn't be under equals 200 because sometimes the status will not be 200, but 4 will always arrive. We'll always arrive at 4 one way or another. All right, so that's cool, which means now I have to refresh my page, because if I just click save, it will tell me we are still uploading. So, okay, this is my post content. Let's click again. Let's do the same thing as keywords, a description, and there we go. So let's try again, save. We're still having problems. So let's go to the console again. Let's see. It says class basic pages, content not found. Okay, true. The namespace has changed to, we changed that to basic posts. So that's what we have to reference as well here, not basic pages, but posts. This is in the add controller. All right, so hopefully this time things are gonna work. Let me click save, record added successfully. Yeah, great. This is good. We have an actual item, but categories are not working yet. But at least we have a post. That is good. If we click view, it will show something like this, because this is very similar to how the page looks like. This is how the post will look like. So the view side works just fine, right? It's just the edit probably. Seems like it does work, but a few errors there. And the delete as well may need to be edited, but not so much. So in the next video, let's finish up the edit and delete, and then we can deal with categories to make sure that categories are saved as well. Then we can copy that code over to the pages side and make sure that works as well. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next video.